Welcome everyone, this is Chris with Big Dog Outdoors. Today we're going to talk about using some trail cameras and how to make your experience with them better. Hopefully that'll help you get that picture of that big buck you've been trying to find. Okay, so tip number one. When you set up your trail cameras, you always want to set them up facing north or south. Why? Because the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. So if an animal happens to walk between you, being your camera, and that sunlight, as it first comes up, you're not going to have a clue what that animal was. So always point your cameras facing north and south, and you'll avoid that completely. Second, you go out and put your camera up and you're working a trail trying to see what's traveling on that particular one. You want to set your camera up at about a 45-degree angle. That'll let the trigger speed on your camera have enough time to catch whatever's there and get you the shots that you want. If you're on a bait pile, you want to set your camera back from it a little bit. Don't put it right on top of that bait pile. Those animals are going to be there. Make sure it's well within the range of your camera. That's all you need to do. You don't want to put it right up on top of it. Number three, set the cameras up off the ground just a little bit. You can even go as high as eye level. I'm about 5'10". I know, I'm super tall. But put them up here. That's out of the reach of the deer. You don't get those ones where the deer comes right up in front of your face. They're kind of fun, but it's pretty much a wasted photo. So keep that in mind. So the next thing we want to talk about, this is tip number 4. When you're filming on a trail, you want to set that camera up to take very fast photos, and a lot of them, because the animals are passing by. They're not staying there right in front of you like they would be on a bait pile. So you want to use those settings where you get boom, boom, boom. You know, maybe a 5-second delay between those photos to make sure you get what's standing there. Maybe you get the first and the last deer, but ideally, if you've got it pointed at a 45-degree angle, you're going to get the best amount of pictures and the clearest pictures of all the animals there. If you've got your camera over a bait pile, you don't want to use those rapid picture settings where it takes 3 pictures every 1 second, or 1 picture every 3 seconds, and then turns around and does it again 20 seconds later. You're just going to fill up your SD cards, and before it's all said and done, you're going to go back out 2 weeks later and your camera's going to be full, and has been for a week. Number 5, you're going to get what you pay for. If you buy a $35 camera, that's great. But you're going to get $35 pictures, especially with your nighttime and video. On the other hand, if you buy a $200 camera, you're going to get $200 features, you're going to get $200 pictures, especially at night. Okay? Remember, you're going to get what you pay for. But you also need to consider, what's the theft like in my area? Is there a lot of theft? Is it low? You need to keep that in mind as well when you make your decisions. Number 6 goes back to batteries. You put your batteries in your trail camera, you got to think about what you're putting in there. Obviously, Duracell, Energizer, those are really good batteries. The better batteries you buy, the better you're going to get battery life out of them. Cheap batteries are cheap for a reason. I personally prefer to use rechargeable batteries. I've got all kinds of cameras, and in the long run, it's much cheaper for me to use those batteries and recharge them over and over. They die faster, but I don't have to keep buying them even though the expense is bigger right out of the gates. It's cheaper in the long run. Number 7, take your batteries out of your camera when you're done using them. I've seen a lot of people go in and they leave their batteries in their camera at the end of the year. Some reason whatsoever, something goes wrong with the battery, they open it up next year and it corroded. You can't use that camera anymore because the equipment is damaged. It's happened to me. Just trying to save you a little headache right there, because nobody wants to spend money on a camera, find out the battery didn't do its job, and now that camera is shot. Nobody wants that. Your final tip, double up your SD cards. When you do that, it makes it real easy to remember which of the cards should be going in and going out. All of my cards have either a 1 or a 2 written on them. If the 1s are in, that means I'm putting in the 2s. I should be taking all the 1s with me. If the 2s are in, I'm putting in the 1s and taking the 2s home. Makes it real easy to keep from getting yourself confused about what you should be looking at, because nobody wants to go home and find out they put the wrong card in. Lastly, remember to turn your camera on. We've all done that one, and everybody feels like a fool when they don't do it. But it's real simple to do. I want to take the time today to thank you for watching. I'm Chris with Big Dog Outdoors. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you like what you see. We're going to bring you more videos, more reviews, and more tips. Trying to help you become a better outdoorsman. I'm Chris. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.